Ayon sa mga chismis, sabi nila ang lalabas daw is the POCO X series this January. But mali sila lahat. Ang lumabas instead is the M series. Hawak ko is the premium version nitong M8 series, which is the POCO M8 Pro. And guys, sasabihin ko sa inyo na sobrang okay itong phone na ito. And it packs a lot of punch compared sa POCO M7 series. And the best part, below 15,000 pesos. Tara, himayin natin. So the usual makita natin, the POCO M series is a yellow box. Makita mo na sa POCO M8 Pro 5G. 5G na siya, yes. So muna natin. POCO. Meron tayo SIM injector tool, safety guide and warranty card, jelly case. Ito ang itsura ng kanyang jelly case. Mas matigas siya compared sa mga iba. And ito ang POCO M8 Pro. Andito na lahat ng key specs na kailangan na malaman. May charging cable siya na Type A to Type C. And meron siya 100 watts na fast charging brick. Dito hindi ka tinipid ni POCO. Take note guys, M series to 100 watts. And ito na yung phone. I like this color. Ganda ng kanyang combination, no? We have silver and black combination, which I think looks cool para sa akin. And of course, there's other colors na pwede mong pagpilian. Now, the POCO M8 Pro na may 8GB Sobrang and 256GB of storage would be priced at 16,999. But for the early birds, makukuha mo to ng 14,999. And ang kanyang 12.512 would be priced at 19,999. For the early birds, 17,999 na lang. Makukuha mo na special price if you click the link on the description box below na pinoprovide natin, or just simply click the link nandyan sa screen ninyo sa aking YouTube shopping link para makuha mo ang special price with coupons. Huwag na kayo paligoy-ligoy pa dyan, baka mas mura sa iba, pero baka mas-scam ka lang. Just a word of warning. And of course guys, sabay ito ni-release together with the POCO M8, which is the non-pro variant netong series na ito. Don't forget to subscribe sa akin channel para ma-notify kayo once na in-upload ko na review ko na itong POCO M8 na non-pro series. Now guys, I'm pretty sure na gusto mo makita mo ng spec sheet na itong phone na ito. Ito na, pakita ko muna sa inyo. Now, pagdating sa design, I kinda like yung kanang texture. Smooth yung kanang likod. Medyo flashy siya tingnan, no? And it's not the typical POCO na makikita mo. One thing that I like dito sa kanya is two-tone kanang color. We have a black and a silver dito sa gitna. Plus, meron pa siyang parang hati dito sa gitna, which kind of makes it look quite futuristic. And ang camera bump, medyo kahawig ng POCO X7 series. Hindi naman siya makapal pag tinignan mo yung kanyang umbok. And one thing to like is may IR pa siya dito. Now, ang likod dito is plastic back finish, plastic frames, and what we have here is a Corning Gorilla Glass Victus 2. Take note na Victus 2 yan. It's more of a high-end mga flagship na phones which uses that kind of a Corning Gorilla Glass. Meron na dito sa mid-ranger na ito. IP68 dust and water resistance, pero wala nga lang siyang eSIM. 5G connectivity nito guys, wala kang maging problema. I was able to use Globe Smart and Dito. Lahat ng walang problema pagsagap ng signal. And one thing guys dito na meron ng phone na ito, no, which I think kinda new, is the Xiaomi offline communication. Ito guys, what this does is pwede ka mag-connect sa ibang Xiaomi device nearby and pwede kayo mag-usap via Bluetooth. You can set kung sino pwede tumawag sa'yo, cross communication, para walkie-talkie lang within a certain range. Feeling ko siguro within sa loob ng bahay, pwede mo gamitin to pag naka-Xiaomi kayo lahat. Now, in terms of performance, hindi ka naman mapapaya dito sa phone na ito. It's quite good everyday usage and it's something that you can put inside your pocket that can let you get the job done. Multitasking, video editing, playing games, lahat kayang isupport ng POCO M8 Pro. And by the way, the phone na ito is being powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 7S Gen 4, which is a advanced 4nm na 5G capable na processor. And I've been using this as my daily driver for the past 2 weeks. And performance-wise, wala problema. And nung sinalang ko to sa Antutu benchmark version 10, kasi hindi pa tumatakbo ang version 11 kasi nagre-restrict pa siya, halos 800,000 points na nakuha natin. So if we translate it to a version 11, this should be around 1 million na Antutu benchmark score. Na kung gusto mo makita yung benchmark, ito pakita mo na sa inyo. Now, in terms of battery, malaki ang kanyang battery. At 6,500 mAh ang kanyang battery, which is for me quite big na for a mid-range phone like this one. And take note at its price point. Sinamahan mo pa na 100 watts na fast charging, I would say na guys, sobrang okay na okay itong phone na ito. Pagdating sa battery and pagdating sa charging. Hindi ka tinipid din POCO dito sa M8 Pro niya. Now, for the past 2 weeks na ginagamit ko siya, this can last me for 2 days without charging. Basta, tipid ka lang gumamit, no? Pero kung nag-heavy gaming ka and you're heavy taking videos, talagang hindi abot na 10 araw yun. And to further prove yung claim ko sa inyo, I was able to get a 17 hours and 12 minutes na screen on time dito sa PC Mark na battery stress test. Now, pagdating naman sa display, okay din ang kanyang display. This one having a 6.83-inch na quite a big display para sa phone na ito, together with a crystal rest na 1.5K na AMOLED display. Meron siyang 120Hz screen refresh rate, 2,560Hz na instant touch sampling rate, may PWM dimming pa siya, meron pa siyang TUV certificate for low blue light, and the list goes on. Pero one of the key features na gusto ko dito sa kanya is yung ng 3,200 nits of max brightness. So, whenever you're under the direct sunlight, pag maaraw, lalo ka nagbabiyahe ka or nagbabakasyon ka, wala ka magiging problema dito sa phone na ito. I've experienced this one kasi when I was outside trying to navigate myself using Google Maps, maliwanag ang araw. So, on other phones, medyo mahirapan ka pa ng konti. Dito, wala akong naging problema sa kanya. That's a guarantee. Pero if you're indoors, just browsing through your social media, okay naman itong phone na ito. Wala kang maging problema sa kanya kasi maganda naman ka ng display, AMOLED display, up to 1.5K. Pag naman-browse ka naman sa SOCMED mo, like TikTok, si Facebook, si Instagram, swipe ka lang ng swipe, okay naman. Wala kang naging problema dito. As long as you have a good internet connection, wala kang mafe-feel na lag pagdating sa swiping across social media. Sa shorts pero kung nanonood ka ng mga long form na videos like YouTube, Netflix, expect this one to give you a good experience dahil maganda naman ka ng display, bright, and of course sharp din mga images mo dito. Now, pagdating sa audio, this one has high-res audio and high-res na wireless audio. And it's being tuned by Dolby Atmos. And another kicker dito sa kanya is that it can give you up to a max boost na 400%, guys. Ito, pakita ko sa inyo. Akala na nagbibiro tayo. Umabot na 400%. Grabe. And LiDAR test muna natin audio with the #1 song ng 2025. So, guys, malakas ang kanyang sound that I can say, medyo hawig sa mga flagship level ang kanyang sound. Hindi siya tunog lata pag sinagad mo to 400%. So right now, pag-usapan na natin ang gaming on this phone. Can the Snapdragon 7S Gen 4 perform? So we've tested out 3 games. Call of Duty Mobile, Genshin Impact, and Wuthering Waves. Take note that dalawa doon is AAA games. Pagdating sa Call of Duty Mobile, wala kang maging problema dito. And honestly, the gameplay was quite good. And I was expecting na umabot sana siya ng 120 FPS. Pero of course, the most na umabot lang is just a 90 FPS. Pero pwede na para sa akin at this price point. Gameplay was smooth, wala kang mafe-feel na lag dito sa kanya. Maganda itong phone na ito pambakbakan dito sa CODM. The most na inabot ko lang sa kanya is just a 39 degrees Celsius after an hour of gameplay na non-stop. Pagdating sa Genshin Impact, umabot na ng 60 FPS and ginamit din natin ng wild boost. Maganda naman kanyang touch response, maganda naman kanyang resolution, this audio is quite good. And hindi ko siya sinagad to highest graphical settings. So kasi knowing na this is a 7S Gen 4, hindi siya Snapdragon 8 series kaya hindi ko siya sinagad just to set your expectation. Sinubukan ko siya at major graphical settings and I was quite impressed with yung kanyang performance. There are just some minor lags along the way, mafe-feel mo siya, lalo na pang medyo boss na mga kalaban mo, pang medyo mga heavy na yung battle mo, may slight lag ka mafe-feel dito sa kanya. Pero overall, yung kanyang frame rate na chinek-check ko sa FPS counter, naglalaro siya between 51 to 60 FPS. Pero okay naman kanyang gameplay, I have no complaints. And umabot siya ng 42 degrees Celsius. Pagdating naman sa Wuthering Waves, umabot din ako ng 60 FPS. Maganda rin naman kanyang touch response, wala kang maging problema, sound is just okay. And the graphics is okay. Sinet ko rin siya sa medium graphical settings with a 60 FPS. There are times pagdating sa heavy battle, may mafe-feel ka talagang konting lags. And pagdating naman sa kanyang frame rates, naglalaro siya between 48 to 60 FPS. Lalo pagdating sa heavy battles. Well, slight frame drops, mafe-feel mo sa kanya kasi this is just a 7S Gen 4, hindi naman sa 8 series, just to set your expectation lang dito sa phone na ito. Pero overall, maganda naman kanyang gameplay, wala kang maging problema sa kanya, and one good thing na sa kanya is hindi naman siya sobrang init. Umabot siya ng 44 degrees Celsius pero mabilis mag-dissipate ang kanyang init. You can use any good game coolers out there. Suggest ko, FlyDG. Now right now, pag-usapan natin ang kanyang camera performance. Can this one keep up with the mga mid-rangers out there? This one having a 50MP na main camera sensor with Light Fusion 800 image sensor. Meron siya OIS take note and a 8MP na ultra-wide camera. Yung kanyang rear camera can shoot you up to a 4K 30fps na video. Ang kanyang front-facing camera is a 32MP who can shoot you up to 1080p and 60fps na video. Pagdating sa outdoors, this phone can take you some really great snaps. Maganda sa kanya, yung green niya is a little bit saturated, I would agree. Pero yung pagka-saturate niya is hindi OA. That one I can tell. Pag kumukuha ka ng mga flower shot dito on outdoors, and di hamak na maganda rin ng kanang color. Almost color accurate. Pag napipicture ka na may sky, mapapansin mo, not bad din na mga details siya pagdating sa mga clouds. Okay na okay din naman to phone nito for outdoor photography. Now, pagdating naman sa indoor, I did try to take some food photography and I was quite amazed din sa kanya. There are some of these subjects na medyo oily. Makita mo yung mga details natin ng oil, which is for me, quite good to phone nito, kada camera at this price point. Mamamangha ka rin sa mga food shots na nakuha ko. I was quite impressed. It was really performing. Kahit mga simple fruit shot na kinuha ko, okay din yung kanyang mga colors. Hindi siya OA ang kanyang pagka-saturate, which for me is quite good. Kasi pag sobrang saturated, pangit din siya i-post sa social media. Now, I did try to take some Christmas decors. Okay, not one of the best na nakuha ko. Pero masasabi ko siya na pwede na. Okay, mga shots na ito at low light, mga Christmas decor shots. And most of these subject shots naman na kinuha ko dito on this phone is quite looking good. And fair enough to say na it's a performer. Pagdating naman sa gabi, I was able to take some quick snaps din. And I was impressed din. Sabi ko, at this price point, was able to take some of these snaps pagdating sa low light. Masasabi ko sa inyo guys, not the best, pero not so bad ang kanyang mga night shots. Pagdating sa selfie shot, pag outdoors, one thing to be impressed dito sa kanya is preserve mga creators ng aking mukha. That's one thing for sure na napansin ko dito sa kanya. Talagang details ang makikita mo dito sa kanya. Once you bring it indoor, medyo mababawasan ka ng details dahil medyo mas softer siya as expected naman from a mid-range phone like this one. But nonetheless, I can see na not so bad ang mga shots na nakuha ko dito from its selfie camera. Now, here's a sample using the front-facing camera pang vlogging. And ito namang quality na makuha mo if you're using the POCO M8 Pro shooting at 1080p and 60 fps. So, quality is quite okay. Not so bad. Kayo guys, ano tingin niyo? And ito naman from the rear camera. Guys, right now, gamit natin si POCO M8 Pro and shooting at 4K and 60 na video. Pansin ko, quite stable naman siya. I'm just using my bare hand right now and using the default microphone. And video quality resolution is quite sharp. If pag titingnan mo and spanning around, okay naman ang aking experience dito sa kanya. Kaya guys, ano tingin niyo? Now guys, with a phone like this one, below 15,000 pesos, si POCO M8 Pro 5G is definitely something that you can consider for 2026. Honestly, pagdating sa design, panalo. Pagdating sa gaming, it can even play you AAA games at this price. I honestly have no complaints. Yung camera is quite good as well for its price point. So would I recommend si POCO M8 Pro 5G? Definitely a yes. So if you're interested to know kung saan pwede mabili itong phone nito, I'll post the link on the description or just simply click yung YouTube shopping link na dyan sa gilid. So guys, kung may kilala kayong mga naghahanap ng phone just like this one, ganitong specs, feel free to recommend to videos kanila. And of course, ina-encourage ko to like, subscribe dito sa aking channel so you don't miss out ng mga good videos just like this one. So paano yan? Hanggang dito muna ako and I'll see you when you see me. Peace out. And so, ako para si Richmond and you're watching Gadget Sidekick. Like and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. For one of my latest uploads, click dito. And for one of my popular uploads, click here.